Hi everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I'm here to bring you a fun-filled card today that is really simple. I was on vacation last week and I didn't have time to prepare a lot because I procrastinate a whole lot. So I'm here today. I'm going to bring this to you. I hope you like it. I'm going to be using a Halloween set, and if you don't use Halloween stamps, that's okay. You can change it to any stamp that you like. It's okay. I do have the PDF over on my Facebook page, which is Stamp Crazy VIP. You are welcome to join and pull off all of the PDFs that you would like. I do want to remind you that we are having our Pairing Partners promotion going on, where there's like 6 stamp sets. It's either in the mini catalog or the annual catalog, and they now have dies to match them. You can get them while supplies last or through the end of September if they are still there. So I do have my store link and my host code that you'll see when I turn my camera down. If you would like to order from me, I would appreciate it, and you'll have all this information when I turn my camera down. That is basically all I want to say about Stampin' Up. I'm sorry I didn't bring you a video last week. I was on vacation, enjoyed myself, did not stamp at all while I was gone, just enjoyed being with friends and having a good time. So now I'm back, I'm ready to stamp. I missed it in the way that I love to stamp, but I also loved being with people and just enjoying a week of rest and relaxation. So now that I'm back, I'm going to show you this card. I'm going to bring it down to you, and while I'm doing that, if you wouldn't mind to hit the share button and and when you watch the video, if you liked it, please give me a like. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that, because I do try to bring a video every week. I'm not always on the same day, which I'm sorry about, but you know, I keep saying I'll pinpoint that down, and I seem to stay so busy that I don't. And anyway, we'll get that taken care of. So here we go. If you don't like turning, shut your eyes, because I'm going to put you up in my camera spot. You're going to look at my ceiling, and then I'm going to flip you. And there we go. There we go. Move my camera up just a little bit so that, because I tend to work down close to me, and when I do that, you guys don't get to see what I'm doing. So let me pull that up also on my iPad. Make sure I got the sound down before I do that, and that way I can see that I have you in focus. Okay, I am ready to go. Here's my card. We're going to be doing this one right here, but I'll show you both of them. It's just one sheet of cardstock cut right here, and you just do a cut here that, and I'll show you how to do that. We use some designer series paper, a die cut, the stylish dies, the decorative circle punch, and then the hat builder punch for the hat. And here is a different one. And I'll show you the paper that I used. And so those are 2 of the cards I made. And the paper I used is in the, it's in the mini catalog on the very last page. And it's paper that you can get with a $150 order. It's $18, but you can get $15 taken off of that, because you'll get 10% off for a $150 order. So here's the paper. It's like a stack of 48 sheets. It's got Christmas. It's got everyday stuff back here. You get like 4 of each sheet. That would be good for birthdays, 4th of July, New Year's. There is fall. Good for this is anything. Here is the Halloweens. There's that one that I used. And then here is one that is just, that's like bark on one side and then a check. The other Halloween. And then we have Christmas. Christmas, some waves, or you can just ruffles, whatever you want to call them. And then it's got the black and white, like little fireworks. And also, this is Christmas. It's got the little gingerbread, the candies, the holly. It's bright, but that is the paper pack that I used. And so what I did for this one is this side and then this side. The same with this. Here, this is this, and I colored it with orange, the pumpkins. And then with, that's pumpkin pie and crumb cake is what I used for the two colors there with my Stampin' Right markers. And then I turned it over, and there is that. So, that's what we are going to do today. I'm going to show you that. Here's my information. Here's my store, my host code. And like I said, I have a Facebook group, which is Stamp Crazy VIP, where you can go and get the directions and the supply list for everything I used on my card. So, I forgot to change. I was thinking of this in bed last night. I forgot to change these two numbers down there. So, it doesn't say there's a number 6, but that's okay. It'll work. Directions are still okay. So, we're going to be doing this card right here. So, I'm going to lay it over to the side. And I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. Because we have a piece of cardstock cut 4 1/4 by 11. I'm going to take and put it at the 5 1/2 mark across this way, and I'm going to score it. So we're just going to score, and I'm going to run it a few times because I like a good line. Right here it is, and so I'm going to turn this long ways, and I'm going to put it at 2 1/8 inch. I'm going to shut it. And I'm going to cut down to my 5 1/2 inch score line. So I'm going to bring that down, and I'm going to stop at the 5 1/2, which should be right there. Yes, that's it. Then I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to cut this piece off that would be towards the right side. And I'm just going to make sure that that's at 5 1/2. And that my score line is in the groove right here. And I'm going to cut that up till it meets the 2 1/8. See if I got it. There we are. So we have this piece, and now we have our card. This is your extra piece. Just save it. You can surely use it for some matting or punching or something like that. So now I'm going to fold my flap over to my card, and I'm going to take and I'm going to make sure everything is nice and flat, and there we go. So we've got a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 and 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. I'm going to take my one, I'm going to flip these opposite of here. I'm going to put this way. So let's glue that on. There we go. Let's just glue that down. We're going to close this flap, and then I'm going to glue this one right here. So let's do that. So I'll hold that down and put this here. And there we have that is our two sides. And of course I just smeared some glue. You know I do it every single time I do a video. I think it's just because I like to use my eraser. I don't know. Me and that eraser just are bonded really well. Okay, I have 2 circle dies, and they are cut out of the Stylish Shape dies. And I have them laying right here, and it's a hot mess over here. Oh, I got some laying on them. I used the largest die out of here, which is this one right here, to cut my circles. And I cut one out of white and one out of black. You can use any circles that you have. I also am using the Bewitching stamp set. And I'll be using this stamp right here along with these 2 stamps. And I'm using my sayings out of the Scary Cute. So that's what we're doing. So now we've got this black. We're going to set the white to the side for a minute. We got the black. And we have this gold. I already punched it. And it is punched with the decorative circle punch, which was new in our annual catalog this year. So it's this little kind of wavy circle. So I'm going to glue that to the center of this. So let's just add some glue. And what we're going to do next, we're going to go ahead and put this on. Now I'm only going to put glue to the left side right here because I don't want it to be glued all the way around because we want our card to open. Very important that our card opens. So I'm just going to put enough to make sure it holds good. I'm going to bring it, stick it right here. I'm going to turn it over and make sure I don't see any glue down here, because if we did and it stuck, then we'd be in trouble when it dried. So there we go. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open that up. I'm going to take my white circle, put it the wrong side down, or I'm going to put the good side facing the black, okay? And what I'm going to do is bring it over and make sure I can't see it at the edges of my circle that's here. I'm going to add some glue to it all the way around it. Just add some glue. Make sure you got that even there. I'm going to push it up just a little bit. I'm going to bring my big flap over. And I'm going to shut that and adhere that down. That way, when I turn it over, you won't be able to see it on the outside. And when you open it, you have a place to write. Okay? So we got that in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a scrap. And we are going to stamp the hat. And it's the Witch's Hat Builder. I mean, it's the Bewitching stamp set, and we're going to use the Hat Builder punch to cut it out. So let's just go ahead and put it right here. And what I'm going to have to do with that is I'm going to take a pair of scissors. I'm going to cut this part off right here. And I'm going to cut this edge, and it's because it's the way it fits in the punch, so I rounded that off a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and color it, though, before I take it completely off. I'm going to change up my coloring a little bit because I'm adding some pumpkin pie. So I'm going to take my dark pumpkin pie, and I'm going to do the band. So I'm just going to put a streak of it right there. I'm going to bring in my light pumpkin pie. And I'm going to start in a circular motion right where I added the dark, because that will blend it so that when it dries, I always turn because I like to work to the right. And that way I stay in the lines. So there's my band on my hat. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to color the spider web a different color. Even though on here it's the same color, we're going to color it green. So I'm going to bring my green in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around this part of my spider web and bring it up the hat. I'm going to do it on both sides like that. I think I just did that with my light, and I want to do it with my dark, so I'm going to go back over it. Okay. Meant to use the dark first, but, you know. Now I'll bring this in and try to stay in the lines. I'm going to bring my dark back in, and I'm going to use the small tip, and I'm just going to barely hit that where I want that to be dark. Okay, now we're going to do our hat. I'm going to do the dark purple first, and it's the Highland Heather. So I'm going to take my Highland Heather, and I'm going to just start at the tip, come down, and do the same thing I did okay, I have my dark on. Now I'm going to put the light on. I hope you guys can see that. I'm going to bring it down a little bit if I can. There we go. Now I'm going to use the light, and I'm going to blend that. So I'll just do my circular motions to blend. And what that does is re-wet that dark so that it'll blend a little bit. If you don't have the Stampin' Blends, you would really, really like them. If you like the color, I know a lot of people are afraid of them, but they're really fun to work with. And blending, you know, it's just circular motions back over that dark color so that it re-wets it. And then it blends right in with your next color. Whoops, outside the lines right there. That's okay. So there's our witch's hat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the it's a little spider, and it's in that bewitching set, and I'm going to ink just the spider. I just want him inked. And I am going to set him in the spider web. And there he is crawling around in the spider. I'm going to bring this back in, and I'm going to stamp a couple spiders here. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp one in here. And I'm going to take the Halloween Happiness stamp. Oops. Since I got the ink pad out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp Halloween Happiness right here. There we go. And we are done with the black. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the little star stamp with the crushed curry. Open the card back up. And we're going to add some stars by our spider. There we go. So, whoops. There we go. Now we're going to punch our hat out and add our hat to the card, and then we're going to be done. So we're going to take the hat builder punch. It punches the hat, it punches a band and some stars. Whoops. The band I used on this one right here, I used the glitter Parakeet Party paper, and I punched a band and put on this hat instead of coloring it. So you can do it all different ways. I just wanted to color today, I guess, because that's what I did. But I love to color. I know it takes extra time. So, get my little mess up here. I have my hat. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to use these black. I'm using black dots because there's a lot of black on here. And that'll make it stand up good. And we are going to add that right here. And there's our cute little Halloween card. Isn't that cute? We got the little spider in there. He's crawling in a spider web. And can you see? And the little spiders here kind of dancing. We have our stars and our spider here, the Halloween Happiness. So that is our card. And then you have room to sign it too. So here the three are. And you can see a big difference in the spider webs when you color your spider web. It makes it more vibrant than just leaving it the same. And then there's the other one that I made. And then there's this other stamping hat right here that you can do in any color. Now this hat, when I did on the Stamparatus because I wanted it really, really dark. So I did the Stamparatus and stamped it a couple times so it would get that dark color. So that is the card I have for you today. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you try it, and I'll be back soon. Thank you. Have a great day.